Good morning and welcome to the Money Matters for the week ending January 30th, 2026. Please watch this video. It's probably one of the better topics I've ever done, and it really doesn't pertain to money at all, but something much more important, which is our health. Now, I'm not a health guru. I'm not going to pretend to be one, but I want to share some information that I think is very useful, whether you're watching this at 35 years old or 85 years old. And if you don't watch this whole video, please look at the link in the bottom and join us for the webinar next Thursday, which is going to be really, really good information that applies to everybody. So as we start, and I'm gonna back up, right? There's an old saying that typically people have time, money, and health, but it's really hard to have all three of those at the same time. Usually you get two. And so here's how it goes for most people. I know this is kind of how it's gone for me so far. Early in our careers, we're young, we've got lots of energy, hopefully we've got good health, and we can hustle and bustle and work the long hours and drive it home, and we can get after it. We're very fortunate that way, but we don't have any money because we're just starting our careers, right? So we trade our time for money, and that is the season for a long time for many of us. But as you progress, hopefully you've got some disciplines and you're saving some of that money, and you get to, maybe we'll call middle age, which I guess I am now at 45, but even earlier than that, you start having kids and you get busier and busier, and you get a little bit of money, which is a great thing. So then you have money, and hopefully you still have your health, but you have very little time. You can't do the things you want to do because you don't have the time. You can't see all the people, take the trips, do the things. You're just busy. You're in the thick of it. And this is sort of the story for most of us. And until we hope to get to these golden years, and this is obviously one of the reasons people come to us, is so that we can help them reach financial independence, whether it's at 65, 60, some 55 or earlier. But ideally, financial independence, you've arrived when you no longer have to trade time for money. Okay, you've got enough financial assets, investments, call it what you will, that if you want to keep working, you can, but you don't have to. So now you have freedom of time, you have freedom of money, which allows you the ability to do whatever you want. The problem that we see all the time, and I know a lot of you can relate, is that by the time people have financial independence and have that freedom of time, freedom of money, their health is not what it was when they were in their 20s or 30s. So they may be financially able to do a lot of things, but physically they can't take some of those trips, make some of those experiences, do some of those dreams they wanted to have, because their bodies just aren't in shape to do that. And it's a really, really sad thing. And I've not known anyone to grow younger. We all grow older. So this topic is going to be on concierge medicine. And I really encourage you to watch. If you think you know what it is or you don't know what it is, it's a free webinar. We've got an expert from a company called Joy and Blokes. He's actually my concierge contact. I've been working with them for about a year. Now, I'm not going to endorse that you sign up with them, although you can. There are others out there. But Nick Smith is going to be our guest speaker, and he's been kind enough to give us about 30 to 45 minutes of time. You can ask questions, you can learn about it, and you can just get a lot of good information. And so quickly, here's my story, okay? Every year I would go in and get my annual physical with my doctor, who's a great guy, friendly guy, smart guy. Do the blood work, check all the stuff. Hey, you know what, Ryan, you're in better shape than 9 out of 10 people. Your numbers are fine, and we'll see you next year. I said, yeah, but I'm feeling kind of tired. I'm achy. I don't like how this feels. I want to be able to move. I just want to feel better. Well, Ryan, that's just part of aging. Stuff's going to hurt. You're not a spring chicken anymore. You can just expect that. That's the natural process. And he's not wrong. But if you take a step back, and I think a lot of doctors would agree with this, most doctors are treating illness. They're not trying to optimize health. And that is a very, very bbig difference. So you may go and once a year and they check you out and say, yeah, you're in fine health for a 45, 55, 75-year-old person. But there's more to that. So what in the last year, I've been getting blood draws quarterly and working with some supplements and things that have really helped energy, sleep, aches and pains, the whole thing. And I'm not trying to sell this as a magic cure-all, but as many of you know who are my age and older, hormones tend to change and things start to shift. And so, it's harder to maintain a certain level. And what a lot of people don't realize is that is not something that is just the way it is. There are things you can do activity-wise, supplement-wise, planning-wise to offset a lot of that and feel a lot better. So if you're interested in optimizing your health, whether you're 30 or 90, I would encourage you to join us next Thursday, February 5th, for this webinar. It's going to be great information. And then if you so choose, you can pursue with this company or with any company. But I just encourage you. I don't want any of you to get to the point where, we help you get to financial independence and you're not healthy enough to enjoy it. So with that, we are here for you, your family, and friends. If you'd like to sign up, there's a link there. If you're interested but you can't make it, just let Tara know, and we'll make sure to get you a copy of it. As always, thanks for watching. Have a great day.